Hey, Stu here from UAV Futures, and welcome to another episode of Tech Tuesday, where every Tuesday we go through, we check out some new, different, or just interesting technology in the FPV drone racing world. And today, a pretty exciting one because this is my go-to VTX. I absolutely love this bad boy. And what it is, it's the Matek little VTX. It's got smart audio, some really good features, and it doesn't have any of those stupid plugs. It's so easy to wire up, get set, and get working. So look, I really like this VTX. What we're going to be doing is sticking it on the bench, breaking it down, and showing why you guys might be interested in. This might be a good choice for beginner pilots and also expert pilots out there. Alright, let's waste no time and check it out. Alrighty, so here it is on the bench. Honestly, look, you don't get too much. You get a little bit of heat shrink. Here's it. It comes in like a little plastic sort of case, so that's it. You're not paying for anything extra. What you are paying for is the unit itself. That's exactly what I like. It's nice and simple, and it does its job well. So what we're going to do, we're going to do a quick overview, I guess, of the little unit itself. So it's a 40-channel VTX. You can change its power level. It has smart audio. It's great. You can also change it with some buttons on the front. And then one of my favorite features, absolutely, if you look at the front here, you might be thinking, Stuart, where are you meant to plug your wires in? Well, what I really love is you can just direct solder this bad boy up. Now, I know a lot of people out there, if you're new to the hobby, you might be thinking, well, I prefer those plugs. It makes it easier, but trust me, when you've been flying around and you get a little bit better at soldering, this is exactly what you want. You don't want those silly plugs because they break, or if you lose the plug on the other end, there's nothing worse than saying, oh, look, I've got a spare VTX. Where's the plug that goes into it? Oh, I have no idea. I can't use it. It pretty much becomes useless. This, if you're listening to all people out there who make VTXs, all manufacturers, this sort of stuff, this connection is what we want on all of our VTXs. So very, very happy with that. Now, if we go through the pads at the front, you can see it takes a huge range of voltages. So from 7 to 27 volts, which is crazy. That means that you don't need to filter this or anything like that. It can take a huge amount of power. You're not going to be blowing it anytime soon. On the front, here's where we've got some little 5-volt pads, ground pads. Here's where we're going to be hooking up our video and also our smart audio right here. And then on the other end, you've got some RX for your audio. Now, if we flip this thing over, you can see this is where we connect with a little micro UHF connector, and what I do like, you can either rock the whip antenna, which is what I'm personally going to be using, or you can connect one of these bad boys right here. Take this end off actually, right here. So all you need to do is clip this thing on, and then if you prefer, you can rock an RP SMA connector on the end. Now, what I'm personally going to do, I'm going to be putting this little whip on because it saves weight, and I really like the whip antennas. I'm a big fan. Now, flipping it over, one of the other features I really like, and we're going to look at the smart audio in a moment, and why that's important, because you can change your VTX channel, power band, all the sort of stuff you need to do, all the things you'd normally do with buttons, you can change that directly on your radio through the OSD in your goggles. So very, very powerful feature. Super easy to set up because all you need to do is solder this wire right here and solder that to a spare. You're ready to rock and roll. But what I do like, I know a lot of people, they're like, I'm too confused with smart audio. I just want my quad to work. Well, what you have here, you have some of the best button systems I've ever seen. So you can see right here, all it simply does, you can simply press once to change the power. So you can see you've got your 25, 200 or 500 milliwatts, and whatever LED is lit up, that's what power level it's on. And then here's my other favorite feature. You can see you've got your channels on this side, your band on this side. So very quickly by glancing at this thing, you don't have a flashing, you don't have little dip switches to switch. You don't have a flashing dial to look at, whether it says A, 3, 1. It can be very, very confusing. This bad boy, straight away, one glance, all you're going to see is 3 LEDs, the power, the band, and the channel. So if you are one of those people who doesn't like to use smart audio, this is the best LED solution. I wish all things could do this, especially that's my biggest complaint with the Unify Pro, which is from TBS, one of the best VTXs on the market. They've got a stupid system. Like, if you're listening, Trappy, I hate that system of counting those lights, counting the colors, finding out what it's going to be. This is such a better solution, and I wish all VTXs showed it up this way as well. Now, before we jump over and look at the smart audio, one other thing I want to show you, look how clean this thing's going to go in a build. So I've got one on my Devil Avant. I'm going to flash over to that in a second. So here it is. You can see it in the top right here. I love it because it's also in this really small form factor, and it fits exactly on the same size as your flight controller or your ESC stack. So these two little holes right here are what make it so easy to get up, get set, put it in a clean build, and it's going to look amazing, and it's also going to save a lot of weight. So you don't really need to zip tie it underneath your plates or anything everything like that I know a lot of those VTXs out there do. So a really nice form factor as well. Now what we should do, let's stick it on the scales, find out how much it weighs, because I know sometimes for some people every single gram matters, and it's a pretty light little VTX. Alrighty, so let's stick it on there, coming in at 5.5 grams pretty much. Let's put on our little whip antenna across the top, if I can get this on correctly. There we go. Coming in, yeah, pretty much 7 grams. So 7 grams for a feature-packed VTX that's got a fantastic form factor, great little whip antenna, and even smart audio, solder pads, and LED displays to boot. So I'm a massive fan. Anyway, what we should do, I just want to quickly show you before we wrap this video, we're going to jump over, have a look at some of the smart audio, how it works on your goggles. Alright, so let's cut to that in 3, 2, 1, boop. Rightio, so here we are, plugging the quad in, and you can, I've got no antennas on my goggles as well, so it's a little bit fuzzy, but if we go into the Betaflight OSD, go into features, down to your VTX, you can see this is where you can change your band, so race band, Fat Shark band, whatever you need to on your 40 channels. You can change your channels here as well, and I do like it how it shows you the frequency underneath that, so exactly what it's going to be changing to, because that's important. If someone says, look, I'm on this band, on this channel, on this frequency, you know, and then you can also change your power level as well. So I'm going to set mine a little bit, and then we're going to go down, set, going to confirm it, and then once we go back and reboot, so we're going to go back down, it's going to switch over and change what we see on our channel. So at the moment it's just doing a bit of a reboot, and then pop, it's changed channel. So now we'd be on that channel that we're set to. So there it is, there's my Tech Tuesday quick look at the Matek high voltage VTX, and overall look, I'm a big fan. I'm going to be using this thing in a lot of builds. It's just got sort of everything that I want in a VTX. I love its form factor, how easy it can fit into your builds. It makes things look ultra clean. I really love how it's so easy with the solder pads. It doesn't have any of those stupid plugs which drive me crazy. So just direct solder, which is absolutely fantastic. And on top of that, smart audio is super easy to get working, great power levels, and one of my favorite features for those people who don't want to wire up that smart audio, or they don't feel confident doing that, or maybe their radio just doesn't support that, well, you've got some of the best LED displays that I've ever seen. Super easy to tell exactly what band and what channel you're on. So overall, look, Matek definitely done a fantastic job here. Definitely check this one out if you're wanting to build something ultra clean that also works really well. Anyway, hope you guys enjoyed that. Drop some more comments down below. What do you think about this VTX? Subscribe for more FPV related content, and let me know what you think about these Tech Tuesday episodes. What else do you want to see on here? And as always, happy flying! Alrighty, so hopefully you guys enjoyed that video. Definitely subscribe if you're new to the channel and check out these videos. And I'm also going to leave a little link here to my Patreon page, because I've got some fantastic Patreon supporters and I like to give back to them as well. So if you want to join the UAV Futures family, there's things like bonus Velcro straps, little bundles of FPV goodies and things like that that also get sent out. Anyway, happy flying!